This is a Tesla robot.
Tesla
This is super secret.
Prototype to try out. It's a little dinged up.
She's so nervous.
So don't mind the scratches and stuff. But yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you. Okay.
This is actually scary.
Comment down below what you want me to test with this thing.
Would you want a robot?
Get you.
Look at this shit, bro. I had to get it. Fucking robot, bro. They finna go get him. Whoever in there, hey, I hope he got somebody to go call. Because the flowers gonna beat him home. They finna go take that dog in there and finna go pop his ass. Look at that. 2022, dog. 23 now. That's what they doing now. They bringing robot dogs into the house. Gonna pop your ass with no feelings.
This will officially be my longest video, but I don't mean to scare y'all. I mean to show you guys what they are building and what we are going up against in the near future. These weapons of mass destruction will not be used only for good. I believe they'll be used for bad as well. For the fact that they are robots and computer programmed, they can malfunction at any given time, which you have no control over. These weapons of mass destruction will eventually take over the home, our jobs, every occupation out there possible, and even so, the normal living beings. Just be aware, a lot of y'all said that you got guns and all that, but these weapons of mass destruction are far more powerful than your guns, your handguns, and explosives. They're built to take a lot of damage and therefore can repair themselves through any given damage that they occur. The company that's building this, I believe, is Boston Dynamics. I haven't done a lot of research on them, but I'm going to. Just wanted to. Shalom, shalom. HALALYAM, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great MILLSTONE to teach you move well. Peace and salutations be to hopeful elect and brother Tazom Kabar coming at you from the prophets in camp, the prophets in Babylon camp here in Tampa, Florida. Coming at you the lesson. This is going to be going into this law that California pretty much passed, pretty much allowing the use of deadly force with robots. I got a few videos. I'm not gonna put up in this lesson, but pretty much this is going into how Esau's technology and his sword is being mastered, and now he's about to start enforcing his technology. He's going to use his robots to really establish this NWO, because robots don't have emotion, they have no fear, they cannot be persuaded through emotions. You know, these robots, you send them to do a mission, then they get it done. You can, like, for example, you can call a fucking microwave a robot. You put it on 1 minute, tell it to cook for 1 minute, it's going to cook for 1 minute, you know. And it's the same thing with these, you know, versus me. If I put my food in the oven for 1 minute, you know, but I don't put a timer on, I just put it in the oven and expect to get it back in 1 minute. I come back 3 minutes later, my shit burnt, you know. I didn't get the job done. But guess what? That microwave did, because it was a set time. It did what it needed to do, and your food's ready. It's waiting on you. It's the same thing with these robots versus these troops. Majority of these troops are going to die in war, and then it's going to be down to sword versus sword. These devils really going to be using sword versus sword, man. First, they're going to expend all men. You're going to be expending all troops, but then it's going to be sword versus sword through AI, technology, and then it's going to end off in nuclear missiles, man. But now what they're going to do is use these damn robots and these AI bots and these androids, man. They're going to be using these things against Jakes. You Jakes think you're going to have a chance, but these bots are literally things that brothers been having dreams of, man. And I seen this bot in this video, this Tesla bot, and the way it moves, man, the way this thing moves, it moves like a super soldier, man. You know, this thing moves like something you see in an anime, you know, and it moves like it's super powered, like it has power. You know, you can't just run up to this thing and deck it. You can't run up to this thing and body slam it, or even push or move it or budge it unless it allows you to. These things are like killing machines, man. You know, I don't know if your brothers watch
Or if you newcomers watch Terminator, watch the Terminator movie. These devils put their plans in these movies. World domination through robots or AI. These are all Esau's plans, man. And he plans to have control over these robots and using these robots to destroy you Jakes. He ain't using them to come to send them to your house and help you wash dishes. He using them just to come into your house and tell you to get the fuck up and get out and beat your head in a few times. And he using these robots to run through whole neighborhoods one at a time and lay waste to them utterly, man. You know, these robots gonna get the job done. Man. They gonna get the job done. You know, troops get tired. They die. They get hungry. They're costly. You send a troop, you send a damn robot in there. The robot gets the job done. No questions asked. You know, they ain't gonna ask you. It ain't gonna question whether it should shoot a baby or not. It ain't gonna question whether it should kill an elderly or not. It's just gonna do it. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 21, verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. And we think back then, if you put yourself in the time back then and looking on now, you would never imagine, you could never think of certain things like these being brought to pass. Inanimate objects being brought to life, you know, through Esau's technology. And being used as killing machines, you know, elements made from elements of the earth, being brought to life and used to kill, you know, with no soul, beings with no souls, being used to kill, and brothers can all, you know, many brothers can attest to this, seeing dreams of soldiers that had no souls. These things had no emotion. These things were not human, and they were super soldiers, and they were sent to kill, and they pursue you to the ends of the earth to take you out, man, to get their job done. And these things were mighty foes. They weren't regular people. They weren't somebody that you can just punch with spiritual power and break a hole through. It was somebody that you would send flying, you know, as a personal testimony. Brother had a dream, you know. I sent the super soldier flying, and this bitch was big, man. This soldier was big, man. He was much bigger than me. He was bulkier than me, and he looked like he came fresh out of the lab. But his body, it was in a similar form to this Tesla bot I'm gonna put into this chat. It was a similar form. You know, it wasn't shaped like a human body. It was a human. It was a humanoid figure, but it was not truly shaped like a human body. It was like the upper body was formed a certain way, the lower body was formed a certain way, and the shape of a human, but the way or the mass it had on it and the weight, you know, ratio, all of these things were just not human. And you could tell this motherfucker had power packed into it. So I hit this thing with the force, like I just put my hand out with spiritual power, and the Lord pushed him through me. It's like I pushed him with the wind, and he flew all the way, like he flew a whole 3 blocks down, man, and hit a wall and put a big ass hole in the wall, fell to the ground and got back up on his feet, and he was ready to go. What caused me to push him that far, because I was on a pickup truck, in the back of a pickup truck, trying to escape, and he was keeping up with the pickup truck. He was chasing the pickup truck, and he was catching up to it and overtaking it. And so I called upon the Lord and used the power of the Lord to push him back. And he flew all the way down, like 3 blocks down, hit the wall, put a hole in the wall, fell to the ground, and stood back up on his feet as if he was not affected. And these things, you know, they're gonna be able to take damage. Like you have no idea, man. These motherfuckers get hit by cars, trucks, and can get right back up on their feet. They can get shot with bullets, RPGs, and get right back up. You know, maybe not with RPG, man. Maybe not with RPG, but who knows what these devils have accomplished so far. You know, they've got records of Jake with spiritual power, you know, from the jump. You know, they got records, you know, dating back to brothers having spiritual power, man. You know, to YAHAWASHI having, you know, performing miracles on earth, to all the way back to Samson. They got these records, man. You know, first and foremost, they got the scriptures. You know, they got the scriptures. Not only that, but they got, you know, records from way back when, man. These nations be keeping record, you know. I've seen Jake doing incredible things. And that's why when Jake gets pulled over, they got 5 cop cars behind you, man. 6 cars surrounding you, telling you to come out of the car, put your hands up, get on the ground, this and that, barking orders. They all barking different orders at the same time because they're frightened. They know whatever the fuck they're being told in there. They know that Jake got that power, man. Jake is a spiritual people. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Shall we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. So what is there to be mirth about? What is there to be mirth about? What is there to party or dance about? There's a great slaughter coming towards you, Jakes, man. You know, this devil is the Lord has perfected this devil's blessing. He's had Esau perfect his own blessing, and now he's about to use it. And you thought that you was good with your little Glock 9. You thought you was good with your blicky. No, y'all niggas gonna get spread across the PB&J sandwich, man. You know, they gonna spread y'all across the streets like a PB&J spread. The fucking goober spread, man. Your blood's gonna be painting the streets. It's gonna be painting the walls of your houses. You know, people are gonna be walking in. You may walk into an abandoned house and looking for some food, and there's blood all up and down the fucking walls, man. These troops, these devils gonna send their robots throughout these houses. Their AI bots, their drones, things. These drones are gonna take over, man. You know, these drones are gonna take over the streets. They gonna be, yeah, man. It's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. And the fact that they actually passed a law for them to use deadly force now shows you that he's about to use it in the very near future to enforce this NWO. Everything's coming at once. It's crazy how everything is coming all at once, man. It says, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished, to give it into the hand of the slayer. So Esau, who is the slayer? Esau, man. And he's about to do what he was born to do. You know, the Lord created Esau to punish you, Jakes. Believe it or not. Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. So if Esau was created to punish you, Jakes, then once the kingdom comes and we're in new bodies, there will be no more need of Esau. That's why he will be done away and made to be extinct, because his whole purpose is gone, man. He has no more purpose in the earth, so the Lord's going to wipe him away. Aside that, the Lord hates him, you know. But look how important it is. It's saying, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. This sword shall be upon you Jakes, man. That's why the time is called Jacob's trouble, because you're going to be in heavy trouble. That sword is being sharpened and furbished to bring a sore slaughter to you Jakes. Jacob's trouble is the time of Jacob's chastisement. The Lord going to punish the hell out of you, and you ain't going to, hey, after this punishment, oh my gosh, man. After this punishment, Jake ain't gonna never go off again, you know. After the nuclear missiles is gonna be that final strike on the ass. You know, you getting your whooping, and then you reaching the end of your licks. Say you got 30 licks. Jacob's trouble, 29 licks, and that 30th lick is that nuclear missile. And they make sure they go all out for that last lick, man. You know. And they say, wow. Get your ass up. Don't do it again. You know, that's how these nuclear missiles are going to hit, man. You know. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. So yeah, people going to be, Jake going to be afraid to come outside. Jake going to be looking out the windows, looking for troops. You ever see these movies when it's like a post-apocalyptic time where robots take over and shit like that? And people, like Terminator. Watch Terminator. When the people got much knowledge, they be having much knowledge about what type of robots is roaming through their neighborhood. Oh, that's a B-22. Oh, that's a B-40. Oh, that's a T-28 type shit, man. They're gonna be able to name the robots by heart because they're gonna be so terrified of what these things can do. They gonna know. When Esau send a B-34 in, they gonna know, oh, he's coming in to kill. Esau send a B-40 in, they're coming in to collect children. You know, it's gonna be things like this, man. People gonna know they're robots because they're gonna be so damn afraid of them. Ain't nothing you could do against a bot. These things are Terminators. Is the word, the definition of Terminator. Let me grab it actually. Terminator. Nah, let me grab the definition of terminate. It says terminate, to bring to an end. It says conclude, put a stop to, cease, discontinue, bring to an untimely end, cut short. All right. Pretty much termination is, it means to cut you off, man. It says to come to an end in time or effect, to bring to a definite end, especially before a natural conclusion, terminate a contract, compare, cancel, rescind. All right. What happens when you get terminated at a job? That means you can't work there no more. They cut you off. You're getting cut off. What happens when you get terminated in life? That means you die. That means you're murdered, actually. To terminate means somebody is getting rid of you. All right. So if you're being terminated, and the Terminator are these damn robots, the real Terminator is Esau behind the robots, and the ultimate Terminator is YAHAWASHI, terminating you jakes, breaking off you jakes. It says discontinue, ceasing, put a stop to. The Lord's doing these things to you, man. You know, because you didn't want to get right. So you ain't want to fear the Lord. You need to see it to believe it. The Lord gonna show you his power through these Edomites. He gonna show you his power. You know, and that's just the least. He gonna really show his power when he do away with these Edomites in an instant. You know, you gonna know, oh man, these Edomites are unstoppable. How do we get past these? How do we defeat? How do we stop Esau? How do we stop this man, the so-called white man? How do we stop him? It's gonna feel like an impossible feat to you. But when you see the Lord come and do it instantly, that's when you're gonna know, oh shit, this is the ultimate stepper. This is who we need to be kneeling to and bowing to. Because right now they're kneeling and bowing to Esau. And then you're gonna see how powerful Esau can get and how treacherous he can be and how deadly he can be, man. You know, how very harsh he can be towards us. Jake gonna see and they gonna know. They gonna realize in that day it's gonna be their shame. It's gonna be their own shame. Oh man, the white man don't love us. Massa don't love us. Because Jake is simple. Folly is written all over their faces, man. You know. But they gonna know in that day. Watch. Guarantee you, man. Let me grab I believe it's Jeremiah 23 and 20. Yeah, Jeremiah, book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 20. The anger of the Lord, YAHAWASHI, shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days, ye shall consider it perfectly. So what's the latter days? In these times, in Jacob's trouble, you're going to consider it perfectly. You're going to consider that the anger of the Lord ain't going to return until he's done what he had to do with you jakes. You're going to be begging for death, man. You're going to be begging for the times to change, you know. The times we're coming into, Jake gonna be begging for the Lord to save them. They ain't begging for the Lord now, but they gonna be in that day. They're gonna be looking for the prophets in that day. You know, back and forth, running back and forth, to and fro throughout the earth, looking for the prophets, trying to get a hold of the Lord. You know, as we coming into the prophets is like running into a phone, a cell phone. Ain't gonna be no cell phones in that day. You know, and I'm talking spiritually. You run into a cell phone or like a telephone to reach the Lord when you run into the prophets, man. You know, because when you want to inquire the Lord, you usually go to the prophets, and you know the Lord speaks to you through the prophets. The prophets got the guidelines of the scriptures, The scriptures are the back of their, like the back of their hand, man. So people go to the prophets, but in that day, the Lord gonna pull back his prophets, and they're gonna be throwing out judgment on y'all ass, man. It's gonna be a literal playground of judgment. Judgment is gonna be having its way in the earth, and you jakes ain't gonna be able to escape it. All you're gonna be able to do is be tormented by it and suffer, And the Lord, the Lord said he gonna perform it, Let's see. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. It says, the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Let me grab this one in Ezekiel. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 21 and verse 5. That all flesh may know that I, the Lord, YAHAWASHI, have drawn forth my sword out of his sheath. It shall not return anymore. So the Lord is ready to make a sore slaughter, man. The Lord is about to show you that he's no joke, that he's a man of war, that you will serve and worship him and praise him only. Okay? You want to make it, do you really want to make an enemy out of the Lord, YAHAWASHI? He's about to show you that that's the last thing that you ever want to do. All right. Now, these robots is touching these robots. We know that this is Esau's blessing, man. And from the beginning, what did Esau say? This is the book of Genesis chapter 27 and verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, so it's been in his heart from the jump, from the beginning, from the very first Edomite to slay us, to slay Jake. That's why you're going to have this time called Jacob's trouble, because Esau is going to be attempting to do that which he had intended to from the beginning. Maintaining a population under 500 million. What? That's about 8 billion. You said there's 8 billion people in the world. Maybe more, maybe less. But you want to maintain it to under 500 million? How can you do something like that? How many people has to die in order for you to maintain that? And then he's talking about he wants to do it by 2030 and even sooner by 2025. This devil talking about protecting us from cash starting December 13th. And now you have it to where all these things are happening rapidly, back to back. Things are coming forth, and it's just like, damn. Well, what's getting ready to happen? Recall, Biden said he's going to protect us from cash starting December 13th, which means NWO, man, a new world currency, a new world order, new world religion. All these things are going to be coming in around the same time, man. With this, it's going to take force, because the slogan of this devil's NWO is show no mercy. And who is good? Who does a perfect job at showing no mercy? Robots, androids. I'm convinced this devil has made androids that actually seem like humans. Have you ever seen Dragon Ball Z, like the show? But they have androids in there, like Android 17, Android 18, and they seem like they're human, but they're actually fucking robots. And I firmly believe Esau has things like this existing, man. His technology has been mastered to that point where you may think you're talking to an actual human being. It's a whole damn robot. It's an AI robot. It's an android, man. And that shit has power to it, And they making things like these, not just for you simple ass jakes, but really for the Lord's elect, because the Lord is going to make a standard. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Lord is going to lift up a standard against him. You're going to see Esau, slip of the tongue. You're going to see the Lord's elect flying throughout the air, man. You know, that standard is really taking flight to be able to escape. You know, and you're gonna see Salakia, you're gonna see the Lord's elect out here with spiritual power. You know, and they're gonna be able to destroy things. They're gonna be able to put force behind things. You know, the Lord's elect's gonna be able to do this, man. These damn peon Edomites ain't gonna be able to stand a chance. You know, but with that being said, I truly hope this was edifying to you, Akim, and Akwa, for listening, truth and sincerity. To next semester, while I want to give all glory, honor, praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom.